Every day at Sierra, you'll find top brand apparel, footwear, and gear for 20 to 60% less than department and specialty store prices. And during clearance time at Sierra, those incredible prices are 40 divided by 2.5, carry the 1, even lower. And when you shop clearance at Sierra, you can save a whole lot more on everything you need to get active and outside. That's a lot of saving. Epic brands, vast selection, teeny tiny prices. That's Sierra. Visit your local Sierra store today or shop online at Sierra.com.
New year, new me? Cute. But how about new year, new money? With Experian, you can actually take control of your finances. Check your FICO score, find ways to save, and get matched with credit card offers, giving you time to power through those New Year's goals you know you're going to crush. Start the year off right. Download the Experian app. Based on FICO Score 8 model. Offers and approval not guaranteed. Eligibility requirements and terms apply. Subject to credit check, which may impact your credit scores. Offers not available in all states. See Experian.com for details.
Experian.
This is Optimal Health Daily, the best life and training advice I received from a homeless man. Part 1 by Roger Lawson of RajLawFitness.com. And I'm Dr. Neil. Welcome back to another edition of Optimal Health Daily, or welcome for the first time if you're new here. This is the podcast where I act as your very own personal narrator and read to you from some of the most popular health and fitness blogs online. And today's post is on the longer side, so I'll read the first half today and then finish it up for you tomorrow. So let's hear part 1 of today's post as we optimize your life. The best life and training advice I received from a homeless man. Part 1 by Roger Lawson of RajLawFitness.com. The night was filled with an air of uncertainty. Bodies were all over the place. Some were curled up on the ground sleeping. Others were on their respective corners panhandling. A select few wandered the pavement aimlessly, yelling obscenities into the night at whomever was brave enough to get too close. It was a scene that I was all too familiar with. I had several ways to respond. A, give some money, not an option with only credit cards. B, fake the funk and act like I'm talking on the phone. Or C, temporarily lose any sense of hearing and peripheral vision, becoming Robot Raj and walking right by without a word. Standard protocol. Ahead of me, I hear one of the homeless men ask someone for money. He brushes him off, saying that he wishes he could help him, which prompts the homeless man to yell the wildest, most insightful response I've heard to anything in the history of the world. A wish. I stayed up that night laughing with my friends at what he said, mainly because of how shocking and raw it was. But a week later, I still couldn't shake the statement, and here's why. Why wishing sucks, and what to do instead. It's natural to wish, to want, to desire. We all do this to some extent. Some men and women see someone with a well-developed physique, walk down the street, and wish they could be like them. Many aspiring authors read an amazing piece of writing and wish they could create something similar. Every time I watch Bill Burr, Patrice O'Neal, Louis C.K., or any other amazing stand-up comedian perform, I wish that I could do what they did. Wishing, however, is a dangerous trap that we can catch ourselves in that does more harm than good. We're problem solvers by nature. When we wish something, our brain goes to work, searching through our mental Google database to find a way to turn that wish into a reality. It wants us to take action. What happens when we don't, though? It confuses our mind and body. It causes friction and conflict, dissonance between our desires and our behaviors. It's like the student who knows the answer to the teacher's question, yet doesn't get called on, despite raising their hand and waving it in the air like a psychopath. Wishes can also serve as a false release valve, a press in case of emergency button. We can want something so badly that the act of wishing releases the pressure, taking it from something that could happen and turning it into an impossible task that's outside of ourselves and our capabilities. At this point, we may as well wait for a genie or Christina Aguilera to come out of a bottle, because that's the only way what we wish for is going to happen. We can become addicted to wishing, conditioning ourselves to believe that wanting alone is just as good, if not better than, striving towards and attaining. So, what to do instead? Ask better questions. This alone leads to more productive answers, increasing the likelihood of taking better action. When you find yourself wishing, chances are you're on the right track. Instead of letting the thread end there, though, take yourself deeper down the rabbit hole. Ask yourself, what are some steps that you can take to bring yourself closer to where you want to be? Don't just keep them in your head. Write them down, big and small ideas alike. Put them in the Notepad app on your phone, or tattoo them on your body like in Memento if you're feeling that sassy. As an example, for the last few months, every time I saw someone with a Bane-esque looking back, I found myself wishing that I too could increase the jactitude of my back muscles. I took my own advice and made the following list of things that I could act on. 1. Do more heavy rows. 2. Get better at pull-ups. 3. Do more back exercises in the higher rep ranges. 4. Train my upper back more frequently. And 5. Eat more food and gain a bit more body fat while chasing muscle gains. The list got my mind going and gave me something to go off of. After using this as a rough outline, I got out of my own head, sat down, and put together a training program based on these musings, and I'm loving it more than a dog loves his owner. Be as general or specific as you want to be, as long as you feed the wish instead of letting it float around in the realm of fantasy. To be continued. You just listened to part 1 of the post titled, The Best Life and Training Advice I Received from a Homeless Man by Roger Lawson of RajLawFitness.com, and I'll be right back with my commentary. Right now, there's a talented person out there who could take your company to the next level. Do you want to hope they see your job post before your competitors? Or do you want to match with them with Indeed sponsored jobs? Sponsored jobs boost your post for quality candidates so you can reach the exact people you want faster. I love that Indeed speeds up hiring. When I've hired in the past, the process was overwhelming. I wish I'd used Indeed. Spend more time interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Less stress, less time, more results now with Indeed sponsored jobs. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/health. Just go to Indeed.com/health right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/health. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Do it the right way with Indeed. Sometimes I just don't have the time or brain space for proper grocery shopping. With a long commute, shopping for groceries is the last thing I want to do. That all changed with Hungry Root. It's the easiest way to get healthy. Just tell them what you like, don't like, and your goals, and Hungry Root fills your cart with personalized recommendations. It's the perfect way to actually stick with your New Year's resolution of starting fresh with healthy eating. For my Hungry Root order, I was able to get the veggies and proteins I specifically wanted for my weekly meal prep, plus a couple sides and pre-made meals for convenience, all fresh and delivered quickly. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/OHD and use code OHD. That's hungryroot.com/OHD, code OHD, to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. Dr. Neil here for my commentary. Right now I'm listening to this book on Audible called How to Have a Good Day. And the chapter I just happened to be listening to, the author describes how many successful people keep a notepad and a pen around everywhere they go. The author herself actually has a waterproof notepad and pen in the shower. She also happens to keep one by her bed, which is something I do. Why? The big question is, why do people do that? Well, it's as Roger mentioned, we need to get our wishes, our desires, and our thoughts, no matter how random, on paper. I've said this many times on this show before. When we put our thoughts down on paper, it makes them more real. It makes them more what we call concrete. And as a result, it actually makes it more likely for those thoughts to become reality. And so what did Roger do? He took his own advice and made a list of things. He wrote down, basically, a list of things that he could do to make his back big, like Bane's from The Dark Knight Rises. Or to make it sound more like Bane, you want your back to be my size. So one step that you can do right now to create that bridge between a wish and making that a reality is to simply write down that wish. But as Roger said, sometimes that's not enough, and we'll hear part 2 where he describes how to make that leap. All right, that's it for today. I hope you have a great Tuesday. Thank you for listening and dealing with my horrible impressions. I'll be back tomorrow to finish up this post, so I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.